Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's Saturday afternoon, about 2 p.m., and wanted to give everyone the latest on the snowfall forecast. And yes, I'm going to say snowfall forecast, not snowfall potential, not snowfall maybe. I think we're definitely going to see snow, and I probably shouldn't even say it that way. I think we're going to see snow, but like I said yesterday, it all depends on where and how much. So let's take a look at things and see what's going on with the latest. All right, so as you can see outside my house right now, it's 47 degrees, so it's still chilly out there. That temperature will probably might touch 50 before the end of the day, so we may see, but the temperature is going to be going down after that, so it's going to be rather chilly. And of course, we're going to want that chilly weather, chilly air to get our snow, right? All right, so with that, let's check out the satellite picture and see what's going on. So this is the latest satellite loop, and as you can see, nothing really other than high clouds around us this afternoon. That's out ahead of that storm system. And as you can see, if you look off to the west, you see quite a few low clouds along the Texas-Mexico border, the Guadalupe Mountains. That is moisture that's streaming up in from the Gulf of Mexico. So right now it's kind of going around us to the west. As you can see to the east of us, there's some dry air there, so that's kind of keeping those clouds to the west of us. But that'll be temporary. We just have a ridge of high pressure around us right now, but that's going to move off to the east, and that storm going to allow that storm system to come through. So you don't really see it quite yet on the satellite picture, but you can kind of see it in the last couple of frames, that storm starting to move in, and going to set the stage for what we're going to see tomorrow. All right, so let's look at those all important models. So as I talked about yesterday, the last couple of days we've just seen the models that kind of are long-term models that kind of look out into the future, and so we're going to start with those and see what how they've changed the last couple of days. And in essence, they haven't really changed a whole lot. So this is the NAM and North American model. And as you can see, this is about noon, 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. And look, you can see there's nothing but snow depicted on the map. Now you see some heavier snow down south. And that's kind of the trend we've seen. So that hasn't changed with the NAM anyway. So let's see what the other model says. So the other model we showed yesterday is a GFS. And as you can see, it's a little bit broader swath of snow. Uh, Pretty much, it does show snow. This doesn't show how heavy it is per se, but it shows the geographical area where the snow might occur. So really, anywhere from the Oklahoma-Texas border down south, we're expecting to see at least some snow. But that's a question always. Well, there's really two questions we always ask, right? One is how much snow are we going to get, or if we're going to get snow, number one, and then if the answer is yes, there, how much snow are we going to get? Well, that's still the kind of the question we're looking at. And it's also in this case going to be where, because like a lot of times with these snowstorms that we have, individual bands can set up to where one area may get a quick 2 or 3 inch of snow burst, and the other area might just get a dusting. So, and the geographic location might be very small. The geographic distance might be very small. So that's could be what we're looking at here. So now, if we go to, I did want to show the, yeah, as I mentioned yesterday, these high resolution models, we have to wait till about 36 hours, 24 36 hours to get a better handle on what they think. And so if we look at this is an HRR model. And so this is I got it looped here. And so this is a high resolution model that kind of takes all the data that we have and puts it into what they think is going to happen. So this is probably what you're seeing the National Weather Service base their forecast on, is this model right here. So as you can see, it starts today, and then you see that low pressure system in New Mexico, and we've been watching that all week long. And so you'll probably start to see some snow develop out in West Texas. We see that, and you can kind of see the track of that. The at least the way they're forecasting it is that the snow, the heaviest, would be south of us. Now, it's kind of trended north, so that's actually a good sign. So if it can still trend a little bit north, then we may see more accumulations of snow in Dallas Fort Worth tomorrow. So that's very, very exciting for sure. Now, let's see what the snowfall accumulation forecast would show. Now, we saw this map yesterday. You can kind of see that the higher totals have, again, inched up north a little bit. So from a model standpoint, the models are kind of thinking, okay, that storm tracks, that low pressure system is going to kind of creep up a little bit more north than it was. So that's why you see these accumulation forecasts the way you see it. Now, like I said, if you believe this, which I believe it, but those purple areas indicate 6-7 inches of snow. Do I believe that? maybe, but those are still a little further south, and so that's why you see the winter storm warning that the National Weather Service just issued for the counties just south and southwest of Dallas Fort Worth. Now, Dallas Fort Worth does have a winter weather advisory that was just issued for us tomorrow. So the difference between the two is that winter weather advisory talks about snow accumulation 1 to 3 inches. The winter storm warning talks about 4 to 6 inches. So that's just southwest of Dallas Fort Worth. Now, as I've always said, those are all in a way arbitrary, you know, uh, geographic areas they look at because you got to cut it off somewhere, right? So if you look at a map of the warnings, Dallas County, Tarrant County has a winter weather advisory. Johnson County, Parker County, Palo Pinto County has winter storm warnings, and then Collin County has nothing. Now, it doesn't mean it's not going to snow there. It's just that they don't think it's going to snow enough to even warrant a winter weather advisory. So that's but having said that, if you live in Plano or if you live in McKinney, does that mean it's not going to snow at all? Just because you don't have a winter weather advisory? No. It's just right now they're thinking most of the heavy snow will be south, and that's still trended that way. But it is creeping north, so we do have some hope. All right. So with that, let's check one more thing here. If I can get this to work, let me see if I can pull the radar up here. And there we go. Yes, of course, there's not going to be anything on there. It's we're not anywhere near where we're going to see any rain yet. But let's go way out here to West Texas and see if we see anything yet. And no, Midland, Odessa, we don't see anything. And out Lubbock Way, we don't see anything. So let's get desperate and go go out to New Mexico. We don't see anything yet. And then let's go to Albuquerque. Okay, well, you know what? That's not totally unexpected. So you can kind of see you put this in the loop. That is snow way out in the mountains of mountains of New Mexico. So that's just what's starting. So it's starting, so that's good, right? And so that's what's going to be heading our way starting tomorrow. So lastly, what should we be looking at from a timing standpoint? So let's get back to the screen here, and let me come back here. Okay. So what shall we expect from a timing standpoint? So from a timing standpoint is tonight, no big deal. If you got plans, don't worry about it. But I think overnight, and especially in the morning, we may see the rains. It may be rain, so don't get too upset if you see rain first. But as the rain keeps going, we should, and this is Texas, we should see a transition to snow, probably in the mid-morning hours, and then if the forecast verifies like they think, it'll change to snow, and it'll snow most of the day on Sunday. Now, like I said before, this is Texas. I'm fairly confident that this will actually come to pass. Now, the only thing that would kind of throw a wrench into everything is if this storm track goes way further south than they think. It doesn't look like that's going to happen, but still, this is Texas, so I won't actually get really excited until I see my first snowflakes. I put it that way. But the good news is, if and when it snows, which is more like a when, not an if, it'll be the nice heavy wet stuff. So it'll be snowman material and all that. Now, again, try not to get anybody too excited, but that's what they're looking at. So I think it's going to be something that it might be a fun Sunday to go outside. That's for sure. All right, so thank you everyone for watching. I appreciate it, and as always, I'm watching the weather, so you don't have to. Take care, everyone.